Hi, this is Kevin with Wordvice. Thanks for joining us today as we give you some tips for writing a strong MBA application essay. In this video, students will learn exactly what is required of them to write this essay to get into the Masters of Business Administration programs. So first, let's ask a question. What is the MBA admissions essay? It is required for most MBA programs in the US, for all top-tier MBA programs that you will encounter. It seeks to show who you are as an individual, much as the statement of purpose and as the common application essay does for undergraduate students. This essay should show the committee who you are as a person. And therefore, it should present new information beyond what your transcripts, test scores, and resume show the admissions committees. As far as length, this essay should be in the neighborhood of 750 to 1,300 words. There is not any exact guidelines for length, but 1 to 2 pages is usually the length that works best for most people. So keep in mind that too short and you won't have enough content to show who you are and what your passions and goals are. And too long, and the admissions committee may get tired of reading your essay. So let's talk about 4 types of prompt questions that are usually included in the most MBA essays. The first type is, what have you done or experienced? Second, what do you want to do and why? Third, how will our school help you get there? How will we help you get to where you want to be and achieve your goals? And last, why now? Why have you chosen this school at this current moment in your academic and professional career? So although every school will offer a different kind of question and prompt, they will usually include some amalgamation of these questions within the prompt. So let's take a look at what each one is asking you to do. First, what have you done or experienced? This one you should be careful about because in your resume or CV and in other parts of your application, all your experiences will be listed out for the committee members to see. So you don't want to spend too much time talking about one experience. For example, if you talk about an internship that you've done, that will be in your resume. Only spend about 75 to 125 words on this particular experience. The best way to weave this past experience into a discussion is to tell a story. Incorporate your career experiences to support the other 3 questions. So instead of listing what you've done, say, I've worked at a bank for 3 years and did X, Y, Z. Use this banking experience as a background to support the other questions, such as your short-term, long-term goals and other future plans. Question type 2 is, what do you want to do in the short term or long term, and why? And here you really want to convey what it is you're passionate about. Admissions committees want to know what excites you, why they should accept you as an interesting, vital, dynamic person into their program. So you could say this is probably the most important element of this essay. You want to try and focus on something specific. Identify a role you want to fill once you graduate. Then back up and tell a story about how you became interested in wanting this particular job or goal. And one way to do that is to show how your experience as an internship or your experience as a banker in this company led you to this goal. So again, instead of saying, I want to be a manager because X, Y, Z, talk about your dream that you've always had of being in charge of a small company or increasing a company's competitive edge. What led you to this interest and how the role of manager will help you fulfill this dream. Try not to be too abstract and jargony in these essays. You don't want to try to show the committee members that you are a specific type of person. They don't want types. They want individuals with real goals and real experiences. If you don't have any long-term goals, that's okay. The more realistic goals are preferable to those lofty goals such as getting onto the Forbes 500 list or becoming a millionaire. Probably most who get into business want one day to become a millionaire or be on the Forbes list. So if that is your goal, that's okay too. Write about how your short-term goals will allow you to reach your long-term goals. Perhaps how your short-term goal of managing a small investment firm or an NGO will eventually allow you to get on that Forbes 500 list. And even if you don't have a specific short-term goal, then talk about how a niche, a small area that you can fill in the business world, can correlate to a skill that you've honed over the past few years. In this way, you could spell out a few options for what you've been considering based on your interest and skill set. The committee members want to know that you've been considering something practical and reasonable. So it doesn't have to be a specific job, but at least maybe a line of work or a kind of work, a niche. Question type 3 asks, how will our school help you get there? How will we help you achieve this goal? Admissions committees want to know why you're choosing this particular school and not another school. So you want to answer the question, why is this the only school for you? Although you might be using the same essay to apply to several MBA programs, please avoid using the term your school. I want to apply to your school because it is an exciting program. That just shows the committee members that you are probably copying and pasting this material into a lot of your essays. So at all points in your essay where you can, mention the school, the university, the program, even the professors. Identify 2 or 3 specific courses that you want to take at the school and explain what you would gain from these experiences. Also, you can choose 1 or 2 extracurricular activities offered by the school. This might include social clubs or business interest groups that fit your area of interest. Finally, you want to do a little bit of research. Write about the school's strength and their mission statement in your essay. So each school usually has a brief mission statement, so you can take just a part of that and show how, for example, Stanford's mission statement to create the most capable, competitive, and compassionate leaders for the future, how this mission statement aligns with your values and what you're seeking from a school. The 4th type of question you will be asked is, why now? So many students at business and graduate schools are coming from non-traditional backgrounds or have taken breaks since their undergraduate degrees, while others have been enrolled continuously. Because of this diversity of background, schools want to know what it is that makes their candidates seek this MBA degree. So whether you're a non-traditional or traditional student, you want to show the progression of your interests and planning, and you can do this through a storytelling technique again. So write about how you've reached a point in your academic or professional career where you can no longer advance without receiving formalized training. Similarly, if you're seeking a career change, the decision to leave your current profession would be a natural break during which you could pursue formal education to transition to another field. So either way, this makes for an interesting story that you can tell to explain why now is a great time for you. Don't leave the committees thinking that you're just a person who is only pursuing higher education for the sake of it, or only for money. Your passion and your plan should fit together neatly here. You can think of this section as an emphasis for the previous section about your short and long-term goals. While you write your essay, remember that what the committees are ultimately seeking are people who are go-getters with strong decision-making skills who can offer something to their school and who, in turn, can benefit from what their school has to offer. Ostensibly, the school is serving as a bridge between you and your future, and at the same time, you are enriching that bridge by being there. So remember, you want to show what you're passionate about. Show them how you've decided that you needed their specific resources to achieve your short-term and long-term goals. In a nutshell, paint a picture where if either you or the school were not included in the future learning scenario, this would be a tragedy of education and a waste of potential. So they just have to accept you. We at Wordvice wish you the best of luck as you apply for these business schools and draft your essays. And remember that while you write, correct grammar, style, and fluency of writing are critical to getting into these top universities. So if you need an extra pair of expert eyeballs to go over your work and give you essential tips to make your essay perfectly polished, feel free to visit us at www.wordvice.com and check out our editing services. Thanks and happy writing!